I had huge expectations going into this film. Why wouldn't I? It's a Nagraj Manjule film with Amitabh Bachchan. Now after coming out of the theatre, I definitely felt underwhelmed. Not because the film is bad, it is a well-made film, but it doesn't carry the magic which leaves you disappointed. Were there too many cooks in the kitchen? Let's find out. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and today talking about the latest Hindi film Jhund, written, directed, dialogues by Nagraj Manjule, as well as he did a small role in the film too, starring Amitabh Bachchan, Akash, Thosar, Rinku, Rajguru and many actors from the slum areas. Now first of all, I want to say I went for a late night show with family and it was really nice to see that there were so many people at the theatres after so long. Theatres are back, but with that, the most irritating thing is also back. So many ads at the beginning of the film, it just pisses me off. And I remember why I didn't like to watch films in theaters before the pandemic and why people like to opt for a OTT experience. It's already a 3-hour long film and over that 30 minutes of ads and different advertisements. Now first let's talk about what the film is. It is an underdog story. It's about the uplifting of people who are deprived of resources, opportunities and the basic necessities to live a life. And the film is talking about the inclusion of these people in the society instead of excluding them. And in this particular film, through sports, through football. Now what the film is not. It's not a perfect film. You can call it a biographical sports drama, but it's actually not that. It's like the impact you expect from a Nagraj Manjule film. It is a way more commercial film than you have expected. It stars Amitabh Bachchan. There are 8 producers behind this film. And that's why I have the feeling that there was a compromise done to make it more appealing to the audiences. See, as I said before, my expectations were really high. Before this, the last feature film Nagraj Manjule made was Sairat, a masterpiece. So having any expectation means you will be disappointed. Now the whole first act of the film is really slow. It takes its time to establish the world, to spend time with these characters so you feel for them when we go ahead in the story. Now technically there were some issues. Whenever you have such a big ensemble cast and you're shooting from so many angles, there will be some editing issues, there will be continuation errors and it's not an easy task. In some sequences VFX was used which was very clear to my eyes, but the cinematography was definitely really good. The film is really funny. There are a lot of laugh out loud moments in the film. The cast has done a wonderful job. All those kids from the slum areas, outstanding. In an Amitabh Bachchan film, these kids have shined the most. That says everything. Now at this moment, it's really hard to find out all the actors' name in the film, but my favorite character was Babu. He just took the limelight in every scene he was. Talking about the music by Ajay Atul, I'm a big fan of their music, but this time none of them worked for me. The best time for the music to hit you is during the film itself, but after watching the film, none of them stayed with me. Now I want to go into some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, I'll advise you to stop, go watch the film and then come back. Now the best part in the film is the football match. That's the most engaging part and even the whole audience in my theatre were clapping and shouting and cheering. And the scene just after the match where we get to know each person from the team, their stories, that just hits so hard. And that's the genius of Nagraj Manjule. He makes you care for these characters, make you excited for it, keeps you engaged into the film and then hits you hard with reality. And it was kind of sad that we couldn't hear everyone. That's not practically possible. Otherwise it will be just 30 minutes of them all talking, but at least we could hear some of them. And after that, the film just lost balance for me. The interval scene was really weird. You want to show something that keeps the audience hooked to come back after interval, but actually at the interval it feels like the movie is over, which is not a good sign. The interval break in Sairat, it's outstanding. It feels like the film has completed, they have run off, but now you want to know what will happen next, and that's why you want to come back and watch the film. But here it's nothing. There's no loose end, there's nothing you feel like, oh, there'll be more to explore, nothing like that. My parents asked me, is the film over? And that is a problem. See, Nagraj Manjule is a genius. As I said before, he knows what the audience want to see. He gives them that. He makes them engrossed in the world. He makes the audience care about the characters. And the moment he knows now I've grabbed the audience, they'll not leave, then he gives you the real message. Then he shows what he really wants to show to everyone. That impact, that tight slap. And we cannot do anything. We are forced to watch it. We are forced to take that slap. With Sairat, it was a struggle after running off, what both of them have to go through, and then with that ending. And he tries the same thing in this movie, but it doesn't work. It drags. And why is that? Post the interval, I knew it's not about them going abroad and, winning that football match. No, not at all. I knew they'll not even go there. It's about the struggle of them to even, get a passport. What are the different issues all of them face? Like one of them don't even have papers to show that they are part of India. They have no identity of themselves, at least according to the government papers. In the first half, the film established, how they live, what they do. But the second part was what are the struggles they face if they try to come out of this life. And he goes into those nuances. He doesn't cut away. And for me, that's what I was looking forward to. Here also there's comedy in their tragedy. There are moments which feel outlandish. How is this even possible? I saw the audience laughing, even I was chuckling. But it's so sad. It's so ridiculous that we are laughing at it. But it's the reality. But the thing is, why it doesn't really work is that the way the first half is built up, everyone has some different expectation altogether. Like what will happen in second half, what they are looking forward to. But the film totally diverts from that, which actually I was looking forward to, but not the audience around me. I could sense the disappointment as a whole as people walked out of the theater. Whereas in Sairat, the expectation was now how they live their life, which the film shows, but in a realistic way, which is hard hitting, but delivering the same purpose. Whereas here, it takes a detour. Everyone expecting, them going abroad, them playing more football match. But the second half is not about that. The second half is about them coming out of their old ways, them trying to become better individuals, them trying to make their life better. Now talking about Amitabh Bachchan, he is definitely not a natural fit into this narrative. There are many actors who could have pulled this role way better and maybe added more things to it. But I totally understand why they wanted him, because he brings this stardom also. And maybe in the film that's the point, right? He is an outsider who's coming here and helping these kids. He is supposed to not fit here. And I also like the film doesn't go the preachy route. This character wants to do this because he loves football, he loves sports, and he thinks through sports these kids can improve their life. It's not about him being a hero, sacrificing everything just for these kids. That's it. It's not like that. The film is not trying to make him a god or a savior. He is a savior for these kids, but it's done with nuance. As I said, it's not preachy until the monologue. Of course, Amitabh Bachchan only signs a film if he gets a big monologue, and I'm done with it. I'm not saying the monologue was bad, it was bad written, nothing like that. But I'm just done with Amitabh Bachchan, just standing in the film in the second half of the film and delivering a big monologue. It's just outdone. The moment, it happened, I was just out of the film. Sorry, I cannot take this. Because it has been done so many times. I have seen it so many times now. And it suddenly, takes away everything from the film. Nagraj Manjule is a filmmaker who shows things. He doesn't tell us things. That's the point. In a film, show us things, don't tell us. In a commercial film, which Amitabh Bachchan has done a lot recently, where he stands there and gives a monologue, telling society what to do and what not to do, that's telling, that's not showing. And that's where, for me, the film loses it. At that point, it becomes a Bollywood commercial Amitabh Bachchan film instead of a Nagraj Manjule film, which I went in to watch. The climax gets you back into it. Don is unable to get his passport and he's losing it. He's gonna kill the inspector, but he doesn't do it. And later that inspector only helps him get out of trouble and reach airport on time. Of course the girl also helped, but him not doing that was a lesson for him. And as we go forward, I was waiting for that hard hit, and it happened with the blade, and I was like, oh my god, is this that point where we'll be shattered? It will not be a happy ending. But it wasn't like that. It was a happy ending, and I really felt for that moment, and the actor did such a great job. The moment he breaks down, that he has finally achieved it. He finally left behind his old ways and adopted this new self, and he's finally getting out. He's finally gonna fly. And the last shot of them literally flying over the slums from where they used to watch the plane. And we see the airport wall, where it's written it's an offense to climb over the wall. The wall which is metaphorically keeping these people from the opportunities. Emotionally, the film may have worked, but as a film, it didn't have the same impact. At the end, I was having doubts in my head. Did I understand the film properly? Is he trying to say something else altogether and we are not seeing it? This happy ending, is it all a dream? And the film is actually laughing on us, saying that you are gonna believe this. So there are a lot of things that Nagraj Manjule brought into the film, which I really liked, but there are a lot of commercial compulsions which really took the film down. And at the end, it is a good made commercial film, but I went in to watch a Nagraj Manjule magical. There was this dialogue which made me think. When Amitabh Bachchan tells Dawn, just get out of the situation. Beg them, say sorry to them, doesn't matter. Don't fight, just get out of it. But later in the film, he tells his son, I'll not bow down to anyone to ask for money. Of course, the context may be different, but that really made me think, and I thought that will come back in the film, but it never did. So you let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Through channel membership, you can support this channel and help me continue this journey ahead. And in turn, you get various perks. To know more, click on the join button. For more information, check out the community page. So guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching. If you like this, the thumbs up button. Share this video in the comments, your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the videos if you like them too. Do subscribing, and I'll see you next time.